All right, people, we're here. We're recording in the outdoors. Can you believe it? I can't. Well, I kind of can, actually. I don't know what I'm really talking about. I'm all right, we're all good, right? Let me check in here. We look good to me. Let me put on my gloves. I know, you're like, what are you doing, dude? Like, you're supposed to be on, that's the point. We haven't even released this version on audio yet, so all we have is to look at you, so you may as well be here. Otherwise, what's the point? I know, I'm sorry. I want my gloves because it's not, you know, I'm dressed somewhat, somewhat warm. I'm also realizing that I think there's a setting on my microphone that's gonna break these audio parts up, but not noticeable to you, hopefully. We'll just see how this goes. So originally this weekend, I planned on recording this podcast at nighttime in the dark, which I still plan on doing. Hopefully next week is when you see that podcast. And I also know that it's windy. And part of the reason that I didn't record at night was because it's been so windy. Of course, whenever you want to do something creatively, the world doesn't allow for it. Something about it, the wind or whatever. But you just take it in stride because, you know what, don't curse the world. Don't curse God's creation here, all right? Earth is going to do what it wants to do, all right? If it's going to rain for 5 days straight, it's going to rain for 5 days straight. We got to find a way around it. It's going to create some problems maybe, or maybe it creates something else, an opportunity. I don't really know what I'm saying right now, to be completely honest with you. But I wanted to be outside because I figured there would be some kind of a different element to it. So maybe the next few episodes we'll do outside. I definitely want to do episodes outside during the spring. We have a big flower field that the college, Colorado State, I don't know if you call it a field, more like a bunch of pots with lots of flowers, and some of them are actually in the ground. I'd kind of like to film out there during the spring when the flowers are sprouting. That would be very public for me, the most public I've really ever filmed something before. It's not my forte, not something that I prefer to do, but something that sometimes you kind of, you know, you got to push out of your box to do. And eventually that's going to be what I have to do. I'm going to be a film person. I don't like that word, but whatever. I'm going to be someone involved in the film industry, so kind of better get used to just filming in all regards. Shouldn't be embarrassed of it, you know. And, you know, at the end of the day, to some degree, I like attention, so I should probably just put up with it. I realize I'm kind of looking at this and not you. I don't know how much of a difference you see there, if you can even, maybe it looks like I'm more looking at you and I'm looking at this one, but really, that's, what I'm looking over here is the viewfinder to look at myself. I don't feel like I'm centered up right now. Like, I feel like I'm much more this way than I am that way, so I'm gonna slightly scoot over. That feels more accurate to me. That feels more in the middle. So if I just shifted off axis for everyone, I'm incredibly sorry. It could have to do with this side is dark and this side is light, and so it's skewing my perception here because I'm wearing something lighter. From a distance, I feel like I look pretty bad right now. Like, this is not a great outfit, but it's kind of chilly out here, so it's just gonna have to work. Anyways, try and look more at you, but anyways, regardless, I don't look at you guys much anyways when I podcast. I listened to something a while back. I think it was Adam Driver on The Tonight Show or something. I couldn't even tell you. By the way, I'm kind of struggling to breathe right now. That's partially anxiety and partially just something that I've always struggled with, is talking and breathing. Which, me trying to get in a big breath. Pretending like I can't. I have the time. It's my podcast, and not that many people listen to it anyways, and if they do, they're kind of here for what I am, which is this kind of goofy person, or whatever. Am I goofy? I don't know. Anyways, he's on this Tonight Show, and I think he was talking about, you know, kind of people communicate in different ways, and some of us don't always make eye contact, but that doesn't mean that we're not being polite. It's because we're kind of seeing something more, kind of more visual thinkers and talkers, I guess, and we're seeing stuff. It's an imagination of sorts. which I felt right to me. I've always been someone who tries to make eye contact because that's just something I always talk growing up. Hey, that's the polite thing to do. Let's make eye contact. But you know, I always kind of felt, maybe to some degree, kind of, I don't know if insecure is the word about it, but just knowing that, like, I kind of thinking I might not be making eye contact with this person right now, but when I make eye contact with people, even nowadays, I realize that it makes me feel a little bit awkward, especially when someone's really looking into my eyes. Sometimes I kind of almost blur it. Like right now I'm blurring my vision at you right now. That can make things easier for me. But when I'm talking, specifically when I'm almost professing, like I am now to an extent, it helps me to look around at different viewpoints because I'm not really looking at anything. I'm seeing things almost in my brain. It just, I guess, helps my brain. So anyways, I don't know what that was about. That was some weird tangent, but a little insight into me, I guess. I didn't see my girlfriend this weekend. It's Sunday right now. And I know the upload schedule is wacky. It is what it is. I don't know what to tell you. I don't even know what to tell me. But I didn't see my girlfriend this weekend. She drove to Kansas out of Colorado. It's a long drive to go to her cousin's baby shower, I believe. Almost positive of that. I say that like I don't know, but I'm pretty positive that's what it was. Anyways, I know it was a baby shower, or whatever you want to call it, something of that nature. And just kind of to myself this weekend, and I think that's a good thing. We all need that. We need time to ourselves. And if I can be honest with you, I've felt increasingly less and less time to myself because I'm trying to jam-pack in time with everyone before I leave. And that doesn't necessarily include my girlfriend because we're planning to move to Georgia separately but together. It wasn't ever in the plan to go together, but it just kind of happened that way. It wasn't in the plan either to move away from each other. Just things happened how they happened. I said, hey, I got to move here. And she's like, you know what? I kind of got to move there too. And that's the plan. Nothing's set in stone for her. Things are probably more set in stone for me, I guess. And maybe I'm wrong, but nothing's official on either of our ends yet. But it's, you know, it's about as official as it can get without, you know, the things that we need. If that doesn't make sense, but whatever. I've actually been spending less time with her just because of school, and also our schedules are a bit different. I'm working again is one thing. She's working more. So it's definitely not that. We're seeing each other less than we did in previous years probably, and I think it's good in its own way. But I have been having less time to myself because I've been spending a lot more time with my family, with my friend Ian. Obviously at work is one of the things. Doing my schooling is another of those things. And it's just like, I don't feel like I can always afford the time to myself. That being said, this weekend, I had a lot more time to myself, and most of it I spent with myself. I want to say it was Friday, but it could have been it might have been Thursday after work. It probably was Thursday after work. Went through the football outside with my dad. Before that, I went and kind of did some kind of faster paced drills on my own. Not so much. I've been jogging a lot lately. Been getting used to running, jogging. Lately, as in the past few months, probably before this podcast even started, I've been getting into running. But then also now I'm trying to get into kind of higher like sprinting kind of things and hard cuts and whatnot to get geared up for the flag football season. I'm really hoping and praying that will work out, and thinking about this now, there's a few things I haven't done. That being, go to downtown, check and see if my flyers are still up, reach out to a few people, companies really, email them and say, hey, we want you in our league because we want to play. Hey, I'm a volunteer. I'm not trying to sell you on something here. I just want you to join my league. But anyways, had a lot more time to myself this weekend, and that was very nice. But it was also different because I'm not used to that anymore. It's a weird thing to say. And I do have time to myself, and I'd say maybe over just this past week in general, I've taken more time to do things on my own. Saying, yeah, I don't really want to hop online with Ian today, or I don't really feel up to you know, watching a show with my parents, I'm just gonna hop on the Xbox and play some games on my own or something like that. And I obviously have time to myself when it comes to doing my drone schooling, but it doesn't feel like that necessarily. It's its own thing. It doesn't feel like leisure time, I guess is what I'm saying. It's certainly not leisure time. It's fun. It's also difficult and a lot to take in. But I'm learning a lot, by the way, with drone school. I know I'm bouncing around here. We're just gonna let it happen. We're outdoors. It's been pretty cool, and it's cool knowing, hey, I'm gonna get a drone. Like, I'm gonna make some money off that. That's gonna be cool. And you know, yeah, it's just an exciting thing, and just kind of being able to bring that, I guess, bring it to the channel. But what does that mean? I kind of have an idea of something. I'll tell you in a second. But just being able to make my own things and have a drone. So yeah, I mean, it's been a weird weekend. I guess the main thing I kind of forgot is this weekend I had a dream. I haven't told anyone about this yet, but the dream was this. Right before I woke up, it woke me up, and then I started my day, and it was kind of bitter, maybe bittersweet, but kind of just a bit sad. I was with my brother Jake out front. I think we were shooting hoops or something. I think at one point we were just like laying on the asphalt together, which we wouldn't do. Maybe when we were kids, maybe, but more so we would lay on the concrete. Anyways, we're laying on the asphalt under the basketball hoop. And we're like, it's like summertime. And I kind of like started crying almost, and I just said, I'm sorry that I have to move. I'm really sorry that I have to move. I wish I didn't have to, but I do. And I just started crying, and then I just said, I love you. And then I woke up. It was really that simple of a dream. But I woke up feeling the sentiment of like, that kind of hurt. In my brain in the dream, I was moving to Hawaii, which is extra far away. So I'm glad weird the thing to say, glad I'm not moving to Hawaii. Just kind of figured that out. Like you think, oh, I'd love to live in Hawaii. I was thinking about it, and I was like, you know, I don't think I would like to live in Hawaii. Come to think of it, if the film industry was in Hawaii as compared to maybe New Mexico, New Mexico, Hawaii, I'd rather be in New Mexico. That's a crazy thing that I kind of discovered through that dream. Hawaii's probably, you know, much prettier state. You can do much more. Probably pretty cool to live there. Let's just pretend the living is like the same cost, right, in this dream world. I'm moving to New Mexico if I have the chance, I guess. So yeah, anyways, it was just a weird thing, and it was a weird way to start my Saturday, I believe it was, when I had that. I'm just kind of, dang, you know, made me sad a little bit. On Saturday, I also, Saturday being yesterday, went to a local outdoors store with my uncle and my dad. My dad's like, hey, I'm going to see my brother. Do you want to come with us? We're just going to like look around at stuff, maybe look at some military, I forget what that's called, military surplus stuff is in the store, which is pretty cool. Let's pop up a picture now. I really hope I remember that, because otherwise it's just really awkward, and you and me are just here like, uh-oh, like Editor Alec forgot about this. That's me with a ski mask on, and if you don't see this, I'm sorry, but you can imagine me. It's not like a crazy picture, but it's me with a ski mask on. My dad just pulled out his phone and took a picture of me, which I thought was cool. I think I might have taken one myself, so if I'm editing this, pop it up as well. I have a good feeling I didn't edit this, so that's the thing that I'm a little scared about, but hopefully I did. Hopefully I'm remembering. Would be up in this room over here. That's where I am, and relative to my position, I can see the window in which I edit in my office is right now. They're up there. There, Alec. I really hope you up there. Maybe you can, let's just imagine right now. And Editor Alec, if you're here with us, Editor Alec, I want you to stand up and wave. And I know I can't see you and you can't see me because we're in different times and we're the same person, believe it or not. Stand up and wave, just because I think that would be funny, dude. I think that would be pretty freaking funny. You're just gonna wave at nothing. You're gonna look like a total weirdo. What's laughing? Pointing to laugh at Editor Alec right now. What are you doing, dude? Everyone point and look up over there. What is he doing? Now you guys look like idiots. What are you pointing up and looking at? I mean, sorry. I really got caught up in that bit, didn't I? Anyways, it was a good time. I love my Uncle Shawnee. and a big part of my life, I would say, and leaves me and my brother and a number of people actually different psalms every day, different types of scripture and whatnot from the Bible, and it's probably the way that I digest the most Christian things, I guess. I'm not someone who particularly enjoys church or can look forward to it, so I don't go to church very much, and maybe I should. Not someone who finds it easy to really read, period, let alone read the Bible. It's hard for me just to piece stuff together, and so when you have an uncle who's reading you parts of the Bible and is breaking them down for you and breaking them down into something that's applicable to today, it's helpful, because I don't feel like every pastor is always going to break things down in the way that you would want them to, and that's applicable to you sometimes that you're just like, what are you saying right now? Anyways, that's all on that. Now I was going to tell us about something. Yes. So the channel, the future of this channel, videos and whatnot, I was able to come up with a video that I guess kind of coincides with this podcast in its own way, as far as the message and what it's all about. The message, not that there's like a message there, but the theme, I guess, in general. I want to call it something along the lines of, the best 20 years of my life. The best 20 years a man could ask for, the best 20 years a boy could ask for. Something like that, that encapsulates this time period and the things that I'm feeling right now before I move to Georgia. And as one, speaking of Georgia, I'm going to film, I have to. With this, I never realized I could film a podcast this easily, because I have this little lav mic that's perfect for that, and I can just transport my camera anywhere with me. It's a cool thing. Anyways, when I take the trip out to Georgia, that's what I'm saying, in about a month, a little bit less than a month actually, I believe, as of today, or maybe it is as of today, a month from now, I'm going to be out in Georgia, so that'll be fun. I don't know where. I'll do it, obviously. I don't even know where I'm going to be right now. Anyways, if the words would come to my brain, I want that video to take place really from quote-unquote now, and I haven't really started filming it yet, but from now, kind of almost like a documentary style thing, from now until I move. And then shortly after that video, a follow-up of my first month or 2 months in Georgia living on my own, and that what that's been for me. So I really have 2 videos planned out, 2 kind of documentaries of my life. And that's a different style of content for me. That's something that I haven't done in kind of ever really, but it's been quite some time since I've done, it's not a vlog. I definitely don't plan on making it a vlog, but it'll kind of more so come across as a vlogumentary. Since that's a word I just came up with, and I'm sure it's been said before. And I hate how that sounds, by the way. That makes me, I just don't like the word vlog. Because I just feel like, I'm sorry, I totally just burped, and I could totally hear that, so that means you heard it. Hopefully in post I've been able to condense down some of the noise here. I see my mother right now, by the way, through the window. Hello, Mom. I love my mom, by the way. My mom is an amazing part of my life, and one of the best things that ever happened to me. One of it is including my mom and my dad, the 2 best things that ever happened to me, and then the 3rd best thing, and those 3, they're all tied, is my brother Jake, and the 4th best thing, and all tied, is Melanie. Don't know why I did that. That was a logic trap I got in. Some of the best things that ever happened to me are those people right there. I see my mom right now. So, Mom, I love you. But I think it could be a fun thing, and the exact direction of it and how this video is going to look, I don't really know exactly. I have a good idea, like in my brain, I can see it, but I can't really speak it out, which I kind of want to be able to, so I can give myself a guidelines as far as filming and what I'm capturing in my life at that time, and what it all looks like, I guess. I think really what it'll be is me capturing a bunch of footage over the course of 6 months. And it's weird to think about, but this video largely that I'm thinking of doing will be edited in Georgia. A weird thought, you know what I mean? Like, I'll be largely editing this video while I'm in Georgia, and also while I'm editing, I'll be filming my time in Georgia and my time as a person living alone. A weird thing. Anyways. I smell cigarette smoke right now. It's fine. I actually like how it smells. It reminds me of summer. I like how it smells from a distance. Anyways, just figured I'd tell you that right now. Likely coming from behind me. Because I live, weirdly to think, I live behind the high school in an apartment complex. I don't really have backyard neighbors. There are neighbors to each way of me, but kind of like behind me this way is a high school and an apartment complex. So like right here, there should be like, another house, right? Generally speaking. For me, it's a baseball field. A giant baseball field. And that way is a football stadium. So I find that interesting. Two things are outside right now. One is my dog. Charlie, come here. Come and say hello to the pod. And now there's animals barking. So that's just something else, isn't it? I'd pick up my dog, Walter, who you can't see, but he hates being picked up. Absolutely hates it. And especially from this angle right now, the chances of me picking him up are so low. He'll growl at me. And he'll hate me. Looks like Mother's gonna be cooking up some dinner right now. Little does she know, I'm going to be going to my girlfriend's around that time. Will I be having dinner there? Probably not, but maybe. I thought, maybe if her brother gets lucky, right, Charlie? Anyways, I'm excited to do that. Now, along the idea of vlogging, the word I hate, I don't know why I hate it. I guess it's just something that surrounds it. The word is weird. There were two vloggers at my school, and they're two friends really, but those are two things, two people. That is one thing, vlogging, that I just never wanted to be at school. I didn't want to be what it became. Charlie, come here. Come here. Hop up in my, you saw her head. There's my dog. Kind of my dog. My brother's dog more so. My family, my brother, whatever. Anyways, Mom is shaking food for them and they just sprinted away. I'm sure you heard the shaking there. That's awesome. I don't know what it was. It's just something about filming in school and around other kids. I just didn't like the idea of me doing that. That didn't feel at all authentic to me. And so I never did it. Some of it kind of rubbed me the wrong way, if I can be completely honest with you. Just because it wasn't so much so them. It was more so how kids reacted to a camera being around and kind of the popularity, I guess, that came with having a camera around you. I felt like it was, they didn't ask for it. That's the thing. It's not really for me against them. They didn't ask for the attention necessarily, but almost and this is a lot of high school, it can be less than vlogging, is that there's just a lot of undeserved attention there, right? Not to say they didn't deserve, like, the videos they made, they certainly deserve the views on. They worked very hard to do it. I mean, the consistency from both of them, especially my good friend Abdul Aziz, who helped me produce the Lubick thing, was that's a very, very difficult amount of consistency to achieve. And there was a point in which he was going daily and every other day, and even when it was once a week, and even when it was once a month. It's a consistency I've never been able to achieve, and it's something that I have such a respect for. And so it's certainly something that he deserved. I guess the attention was something that I just never wanted for myself. It's really as simple as that. And kind of holding these people up on a pedestal is something I don't think we should do to anyone. I don't think we should do it to celebrities. That's just a personal belief, and I think, honestly, it's a moral belief in my personal beliefs. Like, it just seems like, in my belief, that's like the objective right thing to do or to not do, really, is to not hold people up on a pedestal, and I think that's what we did with them, and they didn't ask for that, but we did. And honestly, I won't go into details at all, but for one of them, and in some kind of way, when something kind of wrong happened with this one person, it kind of almost was like a magnifying glass got held to it, because as much attention as they got, the thing is that they also had a lot of negative attention as well from, friends of mine. There was negative attention there. And honestly, the funny thing is like, there was other friends of mine who I'm not friends with anymore who, and maybe I'm remembering this wrong, but in general, I know this to be true regardless, is there was some people who would talk bad behind his back. Abdul Aziz is backing both of theirs, really, But then when the cameras are around, what's up, dude? What's going on? I want to be on camera. It's such a weird thing. I know, for instance, one of my friends, old friends, I'm sure he always has probably liked the kids, but there's a video I watched recently. I just was like watching some of Abdulaziz's videos back because it's nostalgic. Like that's someone filming your high school experience, and just cool to see what his high school experience was like, kind of looking back on it. Because I'm a fan of Abdulaziz, and I like what he makes. It's been a while since he's made something, and I would encourage Abdulaziz to make some more because I like watching what he does. Of course, he's transformed this vlogging into his own personal video business within the city now. And I've said this before on the podcast, but it's something that I'm very proud of him for, and I do wish that I had that, right? But I haven't earned that. He certainly has earned it because he's really put in that effort there. And I'm happy to admit that. I can perfectly fine admit that because it's just the truth. It's not something I'm ashamed or embarrassed of. Maybe slightly regretful that I didn't take advantage of those opportunities or get out of my box. But Abdulaziz is an extroverted person and I'm an introverted person, and we came out of our shells at different times. I think that's just how it was meant to be. So, anyways, vlogging is just this, it's this interesting thing to me that I just don't know exactly how I'm kind of supposed to feel about it. It's just not natural for me to go out and be like, what's going on, guys? And I think Abdulaziz can tell you he did that. He said, what's going on, guys? Welcome back, blah, 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 that kind of a thing. He did that. And I don't think that's who necessarily he is anymore. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm sure he can still pull up a camera in person, but the way in which he would do it now is certainly a lot different. And I would imagine that he probably cringes back at some of his old videos, as do I at some of mine. He's kept most of them up, though, and that's something I respect a lot because that's something that I have done myself. It's important to look at that growth, I guess, and at the end of the day, what he was doing at such a young age, at such a young age, coming out of middle school, is remarkable. And while it's, what he does now is so much crazier, to be able to have that confidence and put yourself out there and make yourself vulnerable like that is not an easy thing to do, and something that I certainly wasn't ready for. Not that I don't know that I'd ever be ready for in that sense. I could see myself being filmed by someone in public, but filming myself, it's different. I don't know how to explain it, but there's a difference there for sure. Because when you have multiple people around you, it's like, oh yeah, we're doing something. Where it's just you or you and someone else filming, like, two vloggers together, that's its own thing. I don't know, that it's hard to do. Certainly easier when there's two of you. When there's especially when there's one of you, it's a hard thing to do. It's hard for me to go out in public even now and just film other things. I just don't like people seeing me hold a camera. I don't know. Anyways, a weird tangent there. All of that to say, over the past few months, I've been like, I kind of want to vlog, in a different sort of way. I think the way Abdulaziz was vlogging at the end of his time as a YouTuber is, I don't know if it's his end, but at this point right now, he hasn't posted in a long time. I don't know anything. Maybe he'll come back. Regardless, what I'm saying is, his style was sort of almost like a narrative style that kind of overlapped everything, and where he would narrate, and then there'd be sections, and then he kind of narrate again, and then there'd be more sections. That's kind of how he did it. That's somewhat of the way in which I would like to do it, or I've liked thinking about doing it. I don't know that it will happen just because vlogging is such a not a natural thing for me, I guess, and it's just when I film, I like to film all at once. So that's why I love podcasting, is because I go out and I film and I get it done. You know what I mean? And that's even different. If it's over the course of a few days, if it takes up my entire day, that's filming all at once. You know what I mean? It's consecutive days in a row. I don't like it when I film for a little bit, gap in time, film for a little bit more, gap in time, film for a little bit more. I don't like that because it's like I'm only filming for 2 minutes at a time throughout my day, and I feel like I'm doing it throughout the course of a day, but not consistently. It's almost like I can't get in a rhythm. I don't know. Oh, it looks like movie recording has stopped, so start again. Ho ho, I'm back here. 1, 2, there we go. I'm not even cutting that out. We're just gonna. Alec, reminder here, make sure you go back in and add those pictures because he had to deal with this in the post. And resync all of that. Believe it or not, yeah, when I'm not connected to my computer, this black screen thing could still happen. It's my stupid camera. I don't know, but you ask the camera, it just wants to record and only be on for 30 minutes at a time. It's just, it is what it is, I guess, so. Anyways, all that to say, vlogging may happen again, it may not. We'll just kind of see. Now we're seeing my dad out here, if you heard the door open. I'm smelling great aromas right now, and I really need to look at my time, actually. That's been 30 minutes so far, so I think I'm doing okay in time, but like, I gotta get to my girlfriend's at 6, so imagine it's 6 now, that's gonna suck for me. 5:20, okay. I'm chilling. I'm chilling, bing, bing, chilling. Probably go for another 15, 20 minutes. Yeah, anyways, smells great. They're barbecuing or grilling, not barbecuing, grilling. Oh, my eyes. Sorry that there's I'm sniffling. It's cold out here, so that's naturally what's going to happen. There's an eyelash in my eye now. So we'll just see. That was kind of a long talk on vlogging there. To what felt like didn't really have a official end. So, sorry? I don't know. That's really all I have to say about that. I can't stress enough how much respect I have for Abdulaziz for what he did as a vlogger and how he's transitioned what he's done into a business. He was able, I think really a lot of things, and this is just me speaking from an outside perspective, a lot happened because of his relationship with the school, being able to create a great relationship with the school district and being able to make videos for them. He became someone that was seen on a public level and made, you know, publicly impacting videos, like socially speaking. I forget what one of the videos was exactly, but you know, it was a video that had some kind of influence in a sort of tough time. I don't know if it had to do with COVID era or something else, I don't know. Video probably just got flagged. I just said a word, and all of a sudden they're like, whoa, wait a second, what is he saying? He can't be spreading misinformation now. When y'all don't even have all the information on your own. I'm just saying, there's still a lot to discover with all that. I'm certain of it. There's certainly a lot. There's certainly still a lot to discover with the common flu. So, not that I'm a fan of misinformation. I'm just, you know, I'm saying that just because they say this is the information doesn't mean that's the exact information you should always believe just because they say so. You know what I mean? Because in another country, they might be telling them something else. That's all I'm saying. So all I'm saying here is that don't trust the government. I feel like that's a pretty easy thing to agree with. Don't trust the government, like just whateverly, because depending on the people in office, you know, that's what the government's saying is going to change. Anyways, that's besides the point. But to be frank with you, I really don't have a lot else to say. I came here and talking about vlogging for 30 minutes, it felt like. I guess. As far as what's going on with me lately, anxiety has been a bit more controlled. Still up there. Work has been decent. Better than it was the week prior, but not as good as it had been, I guess. That being said, at the end of this week, I really started to connect some more with people at work, and mostly just people who are, what I've told you, are kind of like coming from other stores to help open up this store here, who won't be here for long. I like it because, I've told you this before as well, but I like knowing that they won't be there forever, because you can feel that there's an end. You can feel that they won't be there forever, so you got to make the most of it while you can and really enjoy their presence while they're still here, because 99% of these people I'm probably never going to connect with again. Just being frank, I'm probably one of them, the only way I'd be able to connect with him, he's already left, is to go to my manager and be like, are you able to like give me his number so I can like keep in contact with him, which I'm not gonna do. I probably will never see this guy or keep in contact with him again. One of the other guys I went through, I got his Instagram. We're kind of close to the same age. I was like, bro, I appreciate you. But yeah, getting to know more people this weekend. I love those people there. They're so special, and they make such a big sacrifice. They're leaving home for months at a time. It's a lot like a military deployment in some way. They're leaving home for months at a time, working 10 and 12-hour days, 6 days a week. Yeah, you're not going to catch me doing that for a job in the food industry. Definitely not. And definitely not, 20-something an hour I would do if it was film. 12 hours a week, 6 days a week, I would do that for film, to be honest. But I don't think all of their dreams are food. Some of them are just trying to make a living. So there's a lot of respect for them. But it's been good as far as that goes lately. I guess for me, time just feels to be going by very fast lately. Because I like a Monday comes and I'm like, Friday's already here within like that. And that never used to happen before. And all of a sudden you're kind of like, I guess that's a good thing. Like I'm looking forward to the weekend. Like I still look forward to the end. I like my job, but I still, I burped again. I still very much so look forward to the end of the work week. Despite the fact that I like my job, I do. I look forward to the end of it. But part of me is kind of like, yeah, it's kind of moving a little bit fast, isn't it? So, yeah. I guess end it by talking about maybe one or two things. My dad and I have been watching a show on Apple TV called Masters of the Air with Austin Butler and some other guy, and a few other guys after that, about like bombardiers in World War II. It's super cool. I love World War II, World War I, but specifically World War II set movies and, in this case, TV shows, I guess. It's cool. I've been enjoying watching TV shows with my dad, something that we used to do a lot and haven't gotten the chance to do enough of recently, and so it's been one of my efforts to start doing more, so to spend more time with him, because it's something that we like to do. It's a common thing, common pastime, I guess, I don't know, that we've enjoyed doing together, and so it's been something I've made an effort to do, and it's been a lot of fun. It's an easy thing to do. You're just watching a show with someone, but you get to talk about with them. It's been a great show. It's still releasing episodes right now. We got to binge a few episodes in a row, and then now they're coming out weekly because we kind of caught up with it. We didn't start watching it when it came out, but it's pretty cool. I quite like it. Charlie's right here. Charlie, hi, come here. Give me the ball. Ball, give me it. Give me the ball. Can you give me the ball or not? Okay. Anyways, dog ain't gonna give me the ball, which is a crazy thing. This dog loves the ball, and all of a sudden it doesn't want to give me the ball because it's paying attention to something else. I don't know. Anyways, I've been enjoying that. It's been a great time with my dad. That's really all I have to say about that. That's one of the things I've been doing recently. I'd like to get back into writing more. I've been thinking about I want to start writing more again. I was writing something for a little bit and just kind of... Sometimes I make the scope of what I do creatively a bit too big, and then that makes it difficult for me to finish, because you're like, oh man, like I'm barely even started on this. Like the scale of this thing I'm writing right now is so big, and I've only written a page. So the fact that I've only written the page, in this one page, I've made the scope of things so big that it's like, oh my goodness, what are we doing? So we'll see how long it ends up being. My guess is 20 to 30 pages, and will it ever come to fruition? I don't know. I'm not going to pretend it will. I'm not going to be like, yeah, it's going to be like 20, 30 pages. Yeah, it's going to come out, blah, blah, blah. No, I don't know about that. We'll see. Knowing me. The other thing I was supposed to do this weekend was go to Estes Park. It's like a touristy location in Colorado, I guess. But it's a very pretty mountain area, even as a Colorado when you go there, because it's very pretty. I want to go up there and spend some time with my brother. You know, my brother and I have somewhat grown apart, I would say, to some degree, as we've grown older. We used to fight a lot. We're very close-knit, and we're still very close-knit now. It's just that relationship has transitioned, but I want to spend more time with him, obviously, before I go. There's only so much time I have, and so we were going to. Something came up, so it's fine. Go another weekend, but I want to take him up there, get him lunch, walk around with him, get, a dessert. My dad brought up the idea of they might have the old-timey cowboy pictures up there where you dress up. So I was like, that could be really fun to do with Jake. So we might do that together. I think that'd be a fun picture to have. But yeah, that's really all I have. I'm not going to try and drag it out anymore. I did want to drag it out a few more minutes, just for the sake of it being a slightly longer podcast. Or not longer, but just longer than it would have been. It would have been pretty short if I didn't drag it out there, but then again, I don't know if it matters. Anyways, thank you for watching with me. I really have enjoyed being out here. I'm glad I put on gloves because I can feel through my gloves that my hands are even now still cold. It smells great out here because my parents started cooking, so that made the aroma rather nice. The wind died down decently, so that's been good. It's just a good environment out here. It smells nice. I like being outdoors. And I like being one with the earth. So, yeah, I'll see you next week. Hopefully outside again in the dark if the wind has died down. And then I would probably still consider filming even if it had snowed. I will bundle up in a giant coat and snow pants and I will go out there and film. So that's the plan. As long as it's not windy at night, I plan on doing it. Just because if it's windy at night, it's terribly cold. I'm going to get windburn on my face. So that's the plan. It's Friday, Saturday next week. One of those nights I will film at night, and we'll just see how that goes, I guess. There's Charlie right here in the very corner of our screen. So thank you all for watching yet another episode of Before I Go, the podcast before I leave this earth. Holy crap, I forgot to intro it. But I outroed it. I said it. That's what matters. Right, Charlie? That's right. So I'll see you. I'm going to come up over here and say goodbye. Thank you so much for watching the podcast. Appreciate it so much. And I will see you in the next one. I'm going to go say hi to my dad. Give him a hug. Love you guys. Bye.